Hey nerds, I'm going to tell you today how I go through the process of doing an art commission, and there's probably a million ways to do this, but I'm telling you how I do it. Somebody reaches out to me, and keep in mind I've been putting my name out there on social media for 10 plus years, so I might got my name out there, and so people will reach out to me and say, hey, do you do art commissions? And I'll say either yes or no. You can say yes or no. You can be open or closed for commissions. It's totally cool. If you're too stressed out, you have a lot of work on your plate, just say you're closed for commissions. And if you're like me and you want the opportunity, and you want to make the money, and you also want to make the art, you will say, and you're bold, and you're not scared. You're going to go, sure, I'll do your art commission. Unless they say something like specific, like, will you do a pet portrait? I personally won't do a pet portrait because I don't care if things have a likeness. Pretty sure people who pay for portraits care if there's a likeness. So someone reaches out and says, do you do art commissions? And you say, yes, I do art commissions. I'm open right now, actually. Did you have something in mind? And this is when you start, instead of barfing out a lot of words, you start being gentle and asking questions. Did you see a painting that I made that inspired you? And, you can come at it from that angle, or after you've been doing it many years, maybe you don't want to paint what people say, and you say, yes, I am open for an art commission, but right now I'm only doing things that I like, so you can pick the size and stuff, but I'm gonna do whatever I want. Okay? And so you can do that, and that's just called artist choice, which is common, not uncommon in art commissions. You can choose exactly how this commission thing goes, how you do it, why you do it, when you do it. I'm actually getting to the point where I think I'm only gonna do abstract commissions because of the mental health stuff that comes up when you're doing an art commission. And we'll get to that in a little bit. So somebody goes, do you have time? And you say, yes, I do. And then you say, I'll start asking questions. A really good one, you should write this down and remember it. A really good one is, do you have a place in mind for this painting? Do you have a blank wall in your house? If so, do you mind doing a walkthrough video and sending it over to me? Now, I'm telling you right now, I've never had somebody send me a walkthrough video and not go full on into the art commission. So it's a positive reaction if they start interacting with you, okay? They're not your clients, they're your collectors, okay? They want a piece of you, not just any art that comes out of anyone. They came to you for a reason. So put your flair in it. So someone comes back to you with the video of the spaces on their walls. So now at this point, we're getting into size, right? You're going to need to know what size you're painting. A lot of times the people don't know what size they want. So you get them to take pictures or a video of their house. You see little holes on their walls. And you can either start throwing out sizes, or you can ask, well, what's the largest size you think you want to do? Why go small? And so let's just say they show you a wall, there's an opening on it, and my personality is I'll blurt out something like, well, I may be wrong, but I think I can see an 18 by 24 fitting in that little space over there by the aquarium or whatever. Do you mind measuring that spot on the wall and seeing if I'm correct on that? And so what I'm doing is we're getting in a conversation of we're getting close to the wall it might be on. We're getting close to the size. We're having a fun conversation about putting art on someone's walls. When someone's coming at you for buying a painting for themselves, it's like a big deal. They're going to basically like this diamond center and buying this giant diamond for themselves. It's a freaking treasure to get someone to make a custom art for you. So keep it in perspective when it starts to attack. So they, I say, hey, 2 by 24, and they go, hey, 2 by 24 sounds great. So I'm like, that's cool. Normally I will give 30 days. So after the time that we say, yes, confirmed this is happening, so it's 30 days from that moment. And I used to not ask for any money up front, and now I try to ask for all of the money up front or at least half of the money up front. But here we go, right? How much money do you ask for? Oh, how to price art. It's insane trying to price art. So you kind of learn as you go. Next time you're doing a painting, time it. Time it. See how long it takes you to do a painting this size. See how long it takes you to do a painting this size. You'll start to get a good idea for how long something will take you, if you charge by the hour, or how much size you charge for if you charge by the inch. Okay? That's the two ways you can charge for an art commission, by how long it takes you or by what size it is. So they got the 18 by 24. They placed the order, and I said, right now, let's just say my commission rate is $1 per square inch. Let's just say that is. So we got 18 by 24. Beep bop boop bop. Let's do some math. Is $432. 18 inches times 24 inches is 432. So if my commission rate is $1 per inch, if I'm going by the inch, this art commission, 18 by 24, is going to be $432. It's actually a pretty good rate for art commission. If you're worried you're charging too much, start at 50 cents. So if we were charging 50 cents for this, $216. 18 by 24, $216. For me, I know that I can do an 18 by 24 in a day. I'm a fast painter. I'm a speed painter. Doesn't mean it's less quality. It's just how I make art. So I know I can bust out an 18 by 24 in a day. So for me, somewhere between $216 and $400 and whatever, 32 is a good commission rate. And while I'm doing the commission, if I want to keep track of my hours, see how long it takes me, and divide that down and see how much I make per hour, then I can really start honing in on, is this commission worth it for me? But regardless of what you charge for it, you should put all your effort in and all your heart and soul into making it perfect for the person, because they're getting it, regardless if you charged wrong. So I've already done this painting before. So what I did was I had it high-res scanned at a local graphics place called Real Graphic in Grass Valley. And I looked at the picture of that. No, I projected the small drawing of it onto these canvases, traced it real quick, and then put them on here and just kind of like try to make it more livened up. But when someone asks me for a copy of a painting, I give them an exact copy. I don't like hold the painting up and use it as inspiration. My paintings don't really come out like that. So they come out like joy or exorcism, sometimes total disassociation or meditating. Sometimes I don't know how I made the painting, so I can look at it a million times and go, well, how am I going to make a painting that's just like that if it's not exactly that? I had not really done a bunch of paintings in this style before, so I took it upon myself to say, you guys want this painting? Cool. I'm going to project it onto 2 canvases, sketch it, do 2 of the exact same one facing the other directions, kind of make it cool. And then I'm going to sell it to them. So that's what's up with this commission. But so what else? So we sold the painting. We figured out how much it was going to cost. We asked them for the money up front. We started to do the painting. I don't show people progress paintings, progress pics. I show them, I take the order and I show them at the end. And I personally say, if you don't really align with this painting, you don't have to accept it. But that's never happened. No one's ever said that to me. And I've done, 50 commissions, maybe. And so you perform the task. It's done. You have it high-res scanned or photographed. Shipping and logistics can be an absolute nightmare for art. So if your 18 by 24 is $200, you sold it for that much, the shipping on it could be anywhere from $50 to $100. I shipped 2 24 by 24s to Las Vegas, and it was like $300 from California. it's hit or miss with the shipping. So you know, if you undercharge or charge a really low rate for your art, you can just make a joke about it and say, hey, the painting's $100 and the shipping might be $100 too. Okay, I don't actually break it down and charge people for canvases and stuff like that. I stick it into my rate. So we have performed the task. We made the painting. We told them it was done. Hopefully we got the money, and we're gonna go ship it to them. And then obviously you make sure they got it. So the thing about art commissions, I wanted to talk about mental health, because like, cool, I make it seem like, hey, it's so easy to take a commission and stuff, but like, art commissions, of all the art I ever make, it attacks. Okay, art commissions will personally attack you, because it's not just, oh, I'm performing the task of art coming out. There's this person, right? There's this person that exists now, and it's going to be on their wall, and they're going to look at it. Oh, and no matter how much you try to say, I'm not thinking about them, I'm making my art, my ego is whatever, I just do whatever I want. That's not true. You're going to take them into consideration, because you're going to be sitting there going, I hope they like me, but that has nothing to do with you or the art or anything like that. Like, it's just how commissions can really, really, like, commissions can attack. That's the short version. I know I'm kind of rambling about this, but they can really test your ego, your self-worth. I've cried in front of many art commissions, and I don't usually cry when I'm painting. But there's this weird thing about wanting to be liked, and you want them to like it, and you want them to feel joy when they look at it. So you do take them into consideration when you're making it. You do think, well, when you're making your own art, maybe you'll grab fluorescent pink and go, psh, you know, but you go, well, what if they don't like fluorescent pink? It's so weird, because you don't want to do that, but you'll do it. So letting you know, during the art commission, it'll personally attack you. You need to be prepared for that, and go, oh, she told me about this. She told me he was going to personally attack me. I can't believe I'm crying in front of an art commission, and somebody thinks that they're like, in their mind, right, they're like, oh, I'm hiring her, I'm making her life better, I'm supporting her, she can pay her bills now, and you're sitting there crying in front of their commission because you want them to be happy. It is the weirdest thing, but I'm just telling you, that's totally normal, even though it's weird. It's normal to want people to like the art if you're making it for them, and when you're making it for you, and none of that matters. So lead generation, I just wanted to talk for a second here about lead generation, how to get a commission. So if anyone ever says, I love this painting, so somebody sends you a message saying, do you have this in a print? And it's like somebody you know, a friend of yours, a relative, do you have this in a print? Gets asked all the time. And half of the art commissions I ever sold, I upsold from a do you have a print request. So someone is saying, hey, do you have a print of this painting? I love it. Do you have like something in the $100 range? And I'll say, well, funny that you mentioned $100 is your budget, because in the $200 range, you could get 18 by 24 custom. And, 5 minutes later, they're sending you a video of the walls of their house. And I did ramble a little bit in this video, but I wanted you to know that you should take art commissions, and you should push yourself through the scary stuff and through the fear, but be totally honest. So if someone says, can you paint a picture of my dog? If you can't, you should just say, it won't look like your dog. I might be able to do a dog. It might look like a dog, but it's not going to have likeness. Just be true to yourself. And if somebody asks you for a pet portrait and you don't do pet portraits, just say, I don't do pet portraits, and I'm not sure if I have anyone I can recommend. But if you look at my paintings and you like my style, I'd love to do a custom for you. Okay, and then when too many customs attack, you might take a break, and that's why when people say, my commissions are closed now or open, it's because to be open for commissions is to be open to this. It's very emotional. So that's why people close their commissions sometimes. It's because they have enough on their plate. They don't want any more. They haven't even finished those yet. And it's just a nice way to give your heart a break, your anxiety levels a break. Okay, so I hope you learned something from me in this video about doing an art commission. If you've been following my YouTube channel, I don't know if you can tell, but I have makeup on, my hair's done. I am feeling much more myself lately, and just thank you so much for your support I get here, and I would love it if you could subscribe, mention in the comments how I could make this video better or what else I should talk about in regards to acrylic paint or painting during intense mental health breakdowns, okay? Because that's also one of my jams. Thank you. My name's Eva. I appreciate you. Bye. Just a little blurb about this actual painting I made that's in this video. It's basically just Sharpie, gesso, and black paint. The first layer is Sharpie. Once you gesso over that, you can still see through the Sharpie, like you can see it on their foreheads, the top of the head shape. That's the Sharpie peeking through. It looks kind of purple through the gesso. And then I go back with black paint, watered down by liquid text flow, and I thicken up the lines. It's basically just a Sharpie drawing that I gessoed over to kind of take some of the mess away, and then I brought the drawing back with black paint. It's a very simple way to do a cool, thick black outline drawing that's very graphic and people can see from far away. Thanks again for following my channel and commenting 200 or 300 times a day.